Hey, 5th and 6th grade leaders, this weekend we're continuing the big idea of respect. Respect is showing others how important they are by what you do and say. Our activities this weekend are going to be great because we're going to be looking at our Bible verse from Ephesians chapter 2, verses 2 and 3, along with supporting scripture from Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 16. We're going to be talking about how children obey your parents. This is going to be a great discussion for 5th and 6th graders, as this is the time they begin to experience a little bit of independence and start to rebel a little bit against what their parents request and say of them. So as your kids arrive, you're going to have a little bit of just some conversation starters to talk to the kids about how their parents show them that they're important. So this is just to get to know you. I'm going to have some donuts for the kids so that they can just sit around and chit chat, and you encourage some conversation. Then they're going to come to large group, then worship. We're going to do church clap song and a game, and then you guys will go back to your room for your lesson. After your lesson, your first activity is going to be called There's a Place for You. This is really a Bible story review. So what you're going to do is pass out the Bibles, and you're going to assign the students some either Ephesians or Deuteronomy, and you're going to ask them to put the verses in their own words. Ask the students to think of examples or times in their own lives where they've had a hard time respecting and obeying their parents. Really press into this. This is a great time for you to even share some personal experience, maybe as you were growing up, where you rebelled a little bit against your parents. Then activity 2 is dive deeper discussion questions. So you're gonna tap into some further discussion questions. They give you lots of starters for that. Just remember that kind of let your kids lead you down the road of what they need to discuss. Some may be going through a really hard time and having a hard time obeying their parents, and maybe that is where you stay. So there's just some discussion questions, so just kind of look through them and decide what best fits your group that morning. And then on the last activity, activity 3, it's called Verses to Take With You. What you're going to do is there's a scripture page that I want them to get. You're going to pass out to everyone. You're going to read the scripture aloud to the kids. Let them doodle as they're listening to them, and actually encourage that, which they don't normally get. And then you're going to ask them to underline or circle words or phrases that really stand out to them in the scripture. They can put stars or question marks. And then there are some conversation starters that I want you to use as you discuss that scripture. So again, you're going to do lots of discussion time with this. I'm hoping that we'll have enough people. We're kind of short this weekend, that we can divide into boys and girls, or maybe by age, 5th grade in one group and 6th grade in another group if we don't have a boy leader and a girl leader. All right, we do need to arrive 30 minutes prior to first service and 30 minutes prior to second service. Pastor Jackie's asking all volunteers to do this across the board, so we definitely need to try to get this started in our children's ministry because the kids are checking in earlier and we need to arrive and get ready for them. All right, hope you've had a great week, and I cannot wait to see you in Huddle Up time on Sunday.